Have you ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A psy-op for combating online misinformation.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce, his Chiefs have made the Super Bowl, and there's many theories being floated around that game was rigged. The Chiefs getting to the Super Bowl was rigged. The Super Bowl will be rigged to promote Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Beautiful Love, in an ultimate attempt to bolster Biden. Is that true, or is it false? Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, and sweeten, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Now, you're talking to someone who doesn't believe all conspiracy theories, but I am willing to rule out nothing just because it sounds far-fetched. But then if something sounds far-fetched and then a lot of dots connect ultimately to an agenda that is already riddled with the fingerprints of lies, hypocrisy, and corruption, you got my attention, and I'm going to start doing some thinking for myself on it. And that's exactly what I want to do with you on this topic. So, as you probably know, Kansas City Chiefs made Super Bowl. They'll be playing the San Francisco 49ers. There are some questionable things about the Kansas City Chiefs playoff game. We'll show you some video evidence that many are using to say that game was rigged. Why would it be rigged? To get the Chiefs into the Super Bowl. Why would we want the Chiefs into the Super Bowl? It says the nefarious leftist people. Well, it turns out we've got Taylor Swift, who is a Biden endorser. We'll show you that in a second. So she has a massive influence. When people watch a Kansas City Chiefs football game, let alone in the Super Bowl anymore, it's 50% watching the game and then 50% watching Taylor Swift because they got her on camera so much of the time, and her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, Mr. Pfizer, shout out to Aaron Rodgers for coining that name because it's very appropriate. Travis Kelce, okay. Is he a Biden endorser? Well, he's an endorser of Pfizer, so tell me you're a Biden voter without telling me you're a Biden voter. Travis Kelce, who reportedly makes more from his Pfizer endorsement than he does his NFL contract. I've seen reports that he's earned $20 million for his Pfizer endorsement. Now, I don't endorse Pfizer, I endorse freedom. And what I get paid is integrity. That is a currency worth more than $20 million, I'll tell you that. And by the way, you can see here in this picture that my friend DC Drano posted. Here's Travis Kelce showing Taylor Swift which organ myocarditis affects. It's very cute. So the speculation is the Super Bowl has more eyes on it than anything else, which is really, here's the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce show. And if we can somehow get the Chiefs to win the game, then we have this ultimate Romeo and Juliet story that is nothing other than a big Biden endorsement. Here's an Illuminati sign. I'm not part of it. Or am I? You be the judge. And then also consider this. What would happen if the Chiefs win the game and post-game, the field is flooded with celebrations, reporters. Travis Kelce has his shoulder pads off, gets down on one knee, proposes to Taylor Swift to capture the hearts of everyone. And I do mean capture the hearts of everyone, to convey that heartfelt sentiment to Biden. You said, well, JP, that's not about Biden. Okay, Mr. Pfizer, we know where he stands. Taylor Swift, you'd say, I don't know, she endorsed Biden? Well, yes, she does. Take a look at this. This is Taylor Swift's tweet. This is right before the 2020 election. I spoke to V Magazine. I don't know what V Magazine is. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I spoke to V Magazine about why I'll be voting for Joe Biden for president. So apt that it's come out on the night of the VP debate. Yeah, I'm sure no coordination there. Gonna be watching and also supporting Kamala Harris by yelling at the TV a lot. Right? Kamala is wonderful. By the way, you've probably seen the memes of Taylor Swift. She's the guy who only sings songs about choosing the wrong guy, and we see her choosing Biden, so you be the judge there. And there's also heavy speculation that Biden's current campaign is going to be heavily calling upon Taylor Swift to get really active and vocal with her Biden endorsements. But nonetheless, this is her tweet from her own little reptilian fingers from the 2020 election. So we know where she stands with Biden. Can Biden win the votes by himself? Absolutely not. Can a big manipulated story of two people that capture the hearts, the hero triumphs in the Super Bowl, wins the girl that everybody loves, and they become a symbol of, we support Biden, so you should too. Is that the case? I don't know, but let me show you some stuff, and you start to be the skeptical judge, at the very least. A curious, open-minded, awakened person. In that opening clip with Jesse Waters talking about, the Pentagon discussed using Taylor Swift as a psy-op asset. I'll show you the rest of that clip here in a second, because hearing the Pentagon discuss it themselves is kind of like, well, that's maybe evidence. and there's zero evidence that the Pentagon said, no, we're not going to do that. There's evidence that they said, here's something we're thinking about. Take a look.
I mean, I like her music. She's all right. But I mean, have you ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A psy-op for combating online misinformation. Listen.
By the way, Trump is good. That is online misinformation. Trump is a fascist. That is truth. Okay, we know what online misinformation is, don't we? And we know where the Pentagon stands on what qualifies as misinformation, don't we?
You came in here wanting to understand how you just go out there and counter an information operation. Well, the idea is that social influence can help encourage or
propaganda. Just say it, lady.
Promote behavior change, so potentially as like a peaceful information operation. I include Taylor Swift in here because she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, that's real.
That is unfortunately real. We just saw the video evidence of it, and by all accounts, that's unfortunately not AI generated BS. Now, before we take a look at some evidence and theories about the potential rigged game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens that determined which team went to the Super Bowl, let me show you a little synopsis, again by Rogan O'Handley, username DC Drano, huge on Instagram and Twitter. Dear San Francisco 49ers, I know we've all been roasting your city for years, and well-deserved, but I am offering a 2-week truce. No more jokes about poop on the streets and open-air drug markets. No calling out the record levels of homelessness that magically disappeared for 3 days to welcome a communist dictator. None of that. Yeah, I forgot. They did that with Xi Jinping like a month or two ago. Those bastards. For 2 weeks, 99% of America will be 49er fans, but in return, you must defeat the Chiefs. Hard to do if the game's rigged. We shall see. If you don't, Mr. Pfizer and his girlfriend are going to tour the country as world champions, helping elect Joe Biden. World War III will likely follow in a second Biden term and millions will die. That is unfortunately fact-checked true. I hope that's wrong. But if Biden's elected in the second term, I don't know how that doesn't happen. The fate of the free world rests upon your shoulders. No pressure. And he's saying that in an open letter to the 49ers. Well, let's see what the mainstream media is saying, how they're spinning this. Take a look at this article on The Guardian that guards the narrative. First thing, U.S. right-wing conspiracy theory claims Taylor Swift is an election psy-op. Well, the Pentagon also claims she's a potential psy-op individual. So that is just a crazy conspiracy theory. Another headline, suspicious NFL fans think they have clear visual evidence proving Chiefs-Ravens AFC title game was rigged. Now, before we look at the video, let me just ask you a question. Do you think the corrupt, leftist, degenerate communists, some of which are in power, that are trying to take over our country, kill America, kill our freedom, and install a complete totalitarian dictatorship, just, sorry to be heavy on you. Do you think it's possible that they could actually influence the NFL to rig a game? You might say, well, no, the NFL, that's its own thing. It's a powerful business. That couldn't be controlled. It's its own thing. It's a powerful, uncontrollable business like Facebook and Twitter. And I mean, the Twitter files revealed, well, that was captured by the federal agencies and their agenda. Now, that doesn't prove that the NFL would be captured and used, rig a game to help improve the optics of Biden in the upcoming election and his chances of winning, or his chances of convincing America that he won after he's awarded the win. It doesn't prove that. But I do think having an open mind would say, I don't know if that's true, but that actually could be possible. So here's a big clip going around. I'll show you the clip, and this is a non-call. You'll see it's a very clear pass interference penalty where the Kansas City Chief defender tackles the Baltimore receiver, and there's no flag thrown. Baltimore's within 10 points, 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. So it would be for a fourth down. In other words, it's a pretty influential play that could help determine the outcome of the game. So here's the play. You'll also see it again in slow motion. Then we'll chat. Oh, good. There's no audio, probably for copyright. And he drops back. People in red pants are dancing everywhere. He runs backwards. And there we see the receiver getting tackled. Where are the yellow flags still in the pockets of the refs? Did they get a radio signal that says, no call on this one, no call. Let the eagle fly. And here you'll see him being tackled, balls in the air. You're not allowed to tackle a receiver like that. What does that prove? Well, absolutely nothing. Yet is it worthy of being skeptical about? Yeah, there's non-penalty calls in football games all the time, and there's penalties called that others would say, well, that shouldn't be a penalty. Refs are human. But, to kind of add, I don't know if it's causation or correlation here. You can see in this tweet a little picture evidence. Feels like we're looking at the JFK assassination. Picture on the left. This is the play you just saw. This is the process of the Chiefs defender. Forgive me for cultural appropriation, calling them what they are, the Chiefs. While he's arms fully around the receiver in the process of tackling him, then you see on the opposite side, the Ravens defender, or is that the Eagles? I don't know if that's the same game. I don't know, but nonetheless, this piece of evidence is just getting crappier by the second as I question that. But nonetheless, this is posted, the picture on the right, as a penalty that was called. And this might have been a previous playoff game where this either Ravens or Eagles defender has a hand on his back. It's not wrapped around him, but this was allegedly called as pass interference. How does that matter, even if it's a different team? Well, it's a call in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. Does the plot thicken like a Mr. Pfizer blood clot? I don't know. All I know is my plot thins out based on freedom. Again, I am sponsored by freedom, and I'm paid with integrity. How do you like that, Mr. Pfizer? He's like, well, dude, I've got millions of dollars and no integrity, so that's the path I chose. Go f*** yourself. And just one more time for the record, because it's literally music to my ears. What'd you say again, Jesse Waters?
Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A psy-op for combating online misinformation. Listen.
That probably doesn't matter because, as you saw, he then shows the video evidence of the Pentagon at NATO meeting talking about doing such things. So it probably doesn't count. Just a crazy conspiracy theory. Because remember, it's a U.S. right-wing conspiracy theory about Taylor Swift and the Chiefs and how that's going to help Biden get elected, or at least help get people to buy the idea that he was elected. I don't know. This seems far-fetched, and it also seems like there's a lot of dots that connect. So let me know what you think in the comments. Here is my concluding thought. If you had to ask me, JP, be black or white for just a second, do you think there's an orchestrated attempt using Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce to help promote Biden, irrespective if games are rigged or not? Do you think there's an orchestrated attempt to use Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and the Kansas City Chiefs to help get Biden elected? If I had to say yes or no, I'd say, yeah, seems like it. Seems like they put the TV cameras on her quite a bit. I don't know. I could just be a little bit paranoid, but I'd rather feel paranoid than just be asleep. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you just playing mental tennis with me. I think it's important because the alternative is we're just mentally passive. I look forward to seeing you on our next video, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. But first, here is a special message, not brought to you by Pfizer and not paying me $20 million, but paying me with a little bit of money and something I feel a lot of integrity about. What's up, my friend? Every morning, I like to win the day right off the bat. And I know a big part of winning the day involves starting my body off with a rich supply of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. But the problem is, I'm a busy guy. I've got work, I've got a kid, so I don't have time for a 2-hour morning routine every day where I'm juicing my own vegetables or taking time to go to a juice shop and buy a $15 juice. But the good news is, you and I don't have to waste time and money doing that anymore, because Organifi Green Juice makes it simple. Because it's loaded with 11 certified organic superfoods that help you start your day detoxifying your body, feeling amazing, and fueling your cells. It also helps reduce cortisol levels, normalize your stress response, and best of all, it tastes great and it's quick, easy, and costs less than $3 a day. Organifi Green Juice is how I start every morning so I can win the day. And if you also want to start every morning by winning your day in a quick, simple, and inexpensive fashion, then check out Organifi Green Juice. Just go to Organifi.com, and while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for 20% off everything site-wide. Enjoy.